Under normal circumstances, I would be gearing myself up for the Pokemon League. But we're not doing that yet. The reason for that is simple, is because it's twofold. For starters, we need to return to class. So this part today on Pokémon Scarlet, class is in session. Yes, we're taking part in these classes so that way we can get it done. Where's my map? Yep, there's still 2 left. This and this. But there's also one more Titan that we have to do. But today, we're gonna take a little detour. Why? Because class is in session. The reason why I'm doing this is pretty simple. I want to get these classes done because I heard it's needed in order for you to, well, complete everything. Well, judging by this, I can honestly say the game is actually, well, almost better. But not everything is perfected. It's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a while. So, today this is twofold. Today we're gonna be taking classes because we have a lot to do. And there are 7 classes we gotta do. Biology, math, history, languages, battle studies, art, and home economics. Let's go through each, one by one. Biology with Mr. Jacques. Yeah, after that, that's when we can continue with the thing. Hello! I hope everyone's ready to learn some new things today. Did you all try using the ZR button to let your Pokemon out as I taught you in our last class? Walking along with your Pokemon lets you see how unique and cute they all are. I also highly recommend picnics for when you want to spend some quality time together with the Pokemon in your party. You can get them all around the table to make sandwiches and play. It's really a lot of fun. If you want to learn more about making food, Mr. Sagao's class is the best place to go. Now, sometimes when you're enjoying a picnic with your Pokemon, you may find something very, very important in the basket next to your table. This very important something is what Pokemon are born from. Let's all say it together. Eggs! Phew, y'all got it right. The very important something I'm talking about is a Pokemon egg. It's not clear where these eggs come from, but they're probably placed in the basket rather stealthily by the Pokemon in the picnic. Walking around an egg will help warm it, which allows it to hatch. Eggs won't warm up by sitting in boxes though. You need to have them in your party. And here's one more super important thing I'd like you to remember about eggs. Pokemon entrusts us with their eggs because they believe in us. So I'm sure we'll be happy to see you all being responsible parents for your little Pokemon eggs. Whoops, my most important point came right as the bell rang. Well, see y'all next time, I guess. Yeah, this is all just basic learning. Now let's move on to Biology 3. Why would I need to be tardy? I haven't had classes since college, though to be fair, I wish I could go back to college and get my master's degree. Hello! I hope everyone's ready to learn some new things today. I seem to remember teaching all about the importance of eggs in our last class. On that note, is everyone using their Pokedex? It registers Pokemon born from eggs as well as those encountered via other methods, so don't you worry about that. And just so you know, I'm the one who developed the Pokedex app. It was way before I started teaching here at the Academy though. Back then, I was a researcher. In fact, Director Clavel wasn't working in education at the time either. He was researching alongside me at the same facility. We got to research Pokemon together day in, day out. Those sure were fun times. I got yelled at all the time, though. Wait a second, how did I get onto this? Pretty sure I was talking about the Pokedex. Anyway, I like to teach you about catching Pokemon. As you all know, a great way to catch a Pokemon more easily is to first lower its HP. But there's another way to up your chance of successful catch. Can you guess what it is? Inflict your Pokemon with a status condition. Wow, that's right, Jose. Great job. The correct technique for making Pokemon easier to catch is to inflict them with a status condition. Sleep is an especially effective status condition. It makes Pokemon drastically easier to catch. If you have a Pokemon that can use moves that put opponents to sleep, like Sleep Powder or Hypnosis, filling up your Pokedex will be a cinch. There are other ways to improve your catch rate as well, like using Pokeballs specifically designed to be effective against certain Pokemon. Eating food that gives you catching power works too, or sneaking up on Pokemon from behind to catch them by surprise when you start a battle. If you're having trouble, you may want to make the rounds to the gyms to get gym badges. Earning gym badges will make it easier to catch Pokemon of higher and higher levels. Please do come show me your Pokedexes once they start to fill up. Another day, another enjoyable class. Oh yeah, don't forget, our next class will be a test. Yeah, we're at midterms. And we have to do all of this. Biology midterm. Hello everyone! Today is our midterm exam. It sure feels good to fill in all of those empty spaces on the answer sheet, doesn't it? Take your time and contemplate each question carefully. What button would you use to let a Pokemon out of its ball? The ZR. Combine one letter and one number below to correctly say when eggs are found. A and 2. Which of the following is an effective way to warm up eggs? Walking around. What will not make Pokemon easier to catch? Giving them a berry. And what will make it easier to catch Pokemon higher levels? Gym badges. This question won't affect your grades. How do you like the Pokedex? Yeah, it's easy to use. Alright everyone, time's up. Hope you enjoyed tackling those questions. The last question was just something that I'm personally curious to know. Don't tell the director about it, okay? I'll grade these right away. I hope you're all looking forward to seeing how you did. Feels great to get a test out of the way, doesn't it? Let's take a look at your results. You must get 3 questions to pass the midterm and 4 to pass the finals. How we did in our biology test? You answered 5 out of 5 questions. And we get this reward, 5 experience candies. We still have much to do. Lesson 4. And yes, this part is devoted entirely to classes, so think of this as a bit of filler. But it can also serve as a cheat sheet. Hello! Y'all did really great on the midterm exam. Thanks for answering my little question at the end too. I'll be sure to keep your responses in mind. Alright, we're now heading to the last half of our classes. Time for our knowledge to evolve and grow, just like our Pokemon. Evolution. Yep, evolution. Today we're going to learn about the fascinating phenomenon of Pokemon evolution. As your Pokemon battle and level up, they learn moves and get stronger. And for some Pokemon, once they level up enough, their appearance changes and their stats increase, sometimes by a lot. That's Pokemon evolution. Pokemon become very strong when they evolve, making them trusty partners in battle. But some people prefer to keep their Pokemon in their adorable pre-evolved states. To do this, you just need to remember a certain button when your Pokemon begins to evolve. Say it with me if you already know. To cancel evolution, press the B button. That's right, B for best answer. The button you want to need to stop a Pokemon from evolving is the B button. If you press it soon after a Pokemon evolves, you can stop it from changing. You can also let the Pokemon hold an item known as an Everstone to keep it from evolving. And keep in mind that the requirements for evolution differ from Pokemon to Pokemon. Some may evolve by having a certain item, such as a Fire or Thunderstone, use them. Others may have to learn a specific move or defeat a specific Pokemon in battle to evolve. The way Primate evolves into Annihilate is especially strange. You see, there's a certain move that... Whoops, sorry, looks like we're out of time. I guess we'll have to end the class there today. Thank you all for your attention. Not bad. Be right back, though. I need to answer the door. Alright, we're back. Now we continue. Biology 5. Hello, hello. Hope everyone's ready to learn some new things today. But before we get going, do y'all remember the final question from our midterm exam? Well, Director Clavel found out about it somehow and I got yelled at. Whoops. Apparently he could tell I was hiding something just by looking at me. He must have noticed all the color flushed right out of my face. Speaking of color, today I'd like to teach you all about colors as they pertain to Pokemon. Some Pokemon have slightly different coloration or patterning on their bodies based on their gender or individual differences. In very rare cases, a Pokemon may have wildly different coloration compared to others of the same species. We call these specimens shiny Pokemon. It is quite rare to cross paths with one. Does anyone here know what the likelihood of finding a shiny Pokemon is? Before they changed it, it used to be 1 in 8,192. Now it's 1 in 4,000. Wow, that's right. You may have the makings of a Pokemon professor, Jose. Shiny Pokemon appear at a rate of 1 in 4,000. Isn't that amazing? The probability of encountering one in the wild is the same as hatching one from an egg too. Eggs from a pair of Pokemon raised around differing languages are a special case. There is a higher than average chance that a shiny Pokemon will hatch from these eggs, but we haven't been able to figure out why that is just yet. I've also heard rumors of a charm that increases your likelihood of finding a shiny Pokemon when you have it in your bag. Can you believe that? This claim can't be scientifically verified, but it sure would be fun if it were true. Whoops, there's the bell. That's all for today. Thank you for your attention. Flying through it all. Want to get all these classes done. Biology 6. Hello, hello. Next time we meet, we'll have our final exam. That means today is our last actual class. And the topic for the last class will be Pokemon forms. You can just think of forms as the shapes or appearances that Pokemon have. There's also a phenomenon called a form change, where a Pokemon's appearance changes under certain conditions. Cyclizar, for example, which we regularly ride on as transportation here in Paldea, has 3 forms. First is its basic form, where it walks on 4 legs. Second is its battle form, where it stands on its hind legs to engage. Finally, there's its ride form, where it inflates the throat sac and its tail so we can ride on its back. Though we can use something you're all carrying with you now as an even better example. Yep, I'm talking about your phones. Some smartphones are inhabited by a certain Pokemon. Does anyone know the Pokemon I'm referring to? Rotom. You're a regular expert on Pokemon and technology, aren't you, Jose? The Pokemon inside your smartphone is Rotom, and it does all sorts of things to help you out. A Rotom inside a Rotom phone is special, so it doesn't try to enter a lot of electronics. An ordinary Rotom, however, can change form by entering washing machines, microwave ovens, and other electronic appliances. Rotom is a bit of an exception, though. Many Pokemon that change form do so simply by holding an item or having one used on them. Oricorio, for example, has 4 different forms it can change between when given certain nectars. Pokemon may even change your type or learn different moves when they change form. Form changes are different from evolution in that the Pokemon can return to its original form. And unlike shiny Pokemon, which can't change their special coloration, the same individual Pokemon can go back and forth between its forms. There's a lot to dig into with this form change phenomenon, as you can see. We can all learn something from Pokemon here, don't you think? Bit of a stretch, but I'd be happy to see you all enjoy your time at the Academy to the fullest, and change form into a new version of yourselves. Or something like that, anyway. Oh, I almost forgot. Regional forms, which vary based on what region a Pokemon came from, don't change like other forms. They're innate. Whoops, there's the bell. I guess I was scatterbrained, Mr. Jacques, right up to the very end, huh? I had a great time teaching all of you. I hope you do your best on the final exam. And now it's time for the final exams for biology. And yes, all of this is going to be probably done in 1 or 2 videos. Since there are 7 classes, we have to take like 7 different exams. So one part will be 4, the other part will be 3. Hello everyone. Today is our final exam. It'll cover everything I've taught you so far, but I'm sure you all will do just fine. Take your time and contemplate each question carefully. Well, how many of the following 4 methods make it easier? Yep, 2 of them. True or false? You can get new Pokemon only by catching them yourself or trading with other trainers. False. If the Pokemon is holding an Everstone, will using an item that induce evolution of, like, Firestone? No, it won't, because as long as it has it, it can't evolve. The probability of running into shiny Pokemon? 1 in 4,000. Pokemon Lucario has 3 forms? No, it has 4. You have anything you'd like to say about my class? I'm still getting used to your teaching thing. Thank you for being our teacher. It was fun. Okay, time's up whether you like it or not. I hope everyone enjoyed tackling those questions. I snuck in a little bonus question there right at the end again. Shh, a little secret. Don't tell the director. I'll grade these right away. Hope you're all looking forward to seeing how you did. And our test? 5 out of 5. And we gain 5 experience candies, medium. With that, that's biology. Now it's time we move on to mathematics. Math was missed time. After math will be history and then language. Then next video will cover the remaining ones.
Hello everyone, let's have a fun class today. Tell me, do you all enjoy shopping?
Buying tasty bread or choosing new clothes? Even just window shopping is so much fun.
In today's class, I like to use shopping, one of my own favorite hobbies, mind you, to teach you all about mathematics. I'm sure everyone here has visited Pokemon at least once. They sell all sorts of Pokemon items. Pokeballs are one of the more useful items you can find there. They cost 200 each. Now, I'd like you all to do some thinking with me here. 1 Pokeball is 200. If you had 2,000 and bought as many as you could afford, how many would you receive? 10. Oh dear, I'm sorry, Jose. I suppose that was a bit of a trick question. With 2,000, you can afford a maximum of 10. But if you purchase 10 or more, you receive a Premier Ball. So the correct answer is in fact 11. I'm sure it's nice to get a little bonus like that.
Really? I got it wrong?
Oh my, is that the bell? I suppose that's all for now. What a shame. I'm looking forward to see you all in the next class. Hope you're looking forward to it too.
You gotta be kidding me. I ended up getting it wrong. It's supposed to be 10, but I forgot that if you buy 10, you get a Premier Ball as a bonus. That there was a trick question. No. I'm revisiting that class. Smart shop. No. I'm redoing that. Yes. And I'm gonna confess something to you guys. I suck at math. I suck at mathematics. I'm serious. I suck at math this badly because there was a time I actually failed math in college. And when I failed math in college, it was like everything went crashing down. Now let's add the right answer.
That's correct. Well done. With 2,000, you can afford to purchase a maximum of 10. But if you purchase 10 or more of any type, you'll receive a Premier Ball as a bonus. So the correct answer is in fact 11.
Good. Now that I got that done, let us move on. I screwed that up in math. I'm gonna admit, I suck at mathematics. Let's move on to math 3.
Hello everyone! Tell me, do y'all enjoy fortune telling, horoscopes and the like? I think it feels great to read your horoscope and see that it says good luck is coming your way. So today I'd like to teach you all math while focusing on the topic of luck. Perhaps you've seen the following phrase crop up during Pokemon battles, a critical hit. When a Pokemon's attack lands a critical hit, the damage is dealt is increased by half. In other words, it does 1.5 times as much damage as it normally would. It is truly luck that determines whether your Pokemon lands a critical hit, or has one landed on it. That can cause a great upset on battle. Does anyone know what percent chance a Pokemon has of landing a critical hit? 4%. That's 1 in 25. That is correct. Well done. The chance of landing a critical hit is said to be 1 in 24, which figures to roughly 4.17%. The odds are more favorable for certain moves though, while moves such as Stone Edge and Shadow Claw have about a 12% chance. You can also use a move called Focus Energy or an item known as a Dire Hit. Both raise the critical hit ratio by 2 stages. That's a 50% chance to land a critical hit. It feels great to land a critical hit, but perhaps not so great to be struck by one. That is a surprising amount of mathematical probability hidden in Pokemon battles, you know. If you're able to do the calculations that'll swing luck in your favor, it may open the door for more strategic choices for you during battle. Oh my, is that the bell? I suppose that's all for now. What a shame. Next class will be our fun midterm exam. I hope you all be looking forward to it.
Like I said, I suck at math, but I'm gonna do my best. I tried. Alright, time to take math midterms. Yes, I'm doing all this so that way I can leave no stone unturned.
Hello, alright everyone, it's time to begin our midterm exam. I'm sure the fun experiences y'all had in my class will serve you well as you answer.
How much damage does water gun do to a fire Pokemon? Double damage. How much time does Razor Leaf does when it hits a fire type? Half damage. If you spend 2,000, that answers 11. What percent does a chance usually have a critical hit? 4%. How much move does it move damage? 1.5 times as much.
Alright everyone, time's up. Put your hands on your laps now. You were all concentrating so hard, I can't wait to see how you did. Do go and ask for your scores at the front desk and then take a nice break.
Alright, let's see what our results are. You need 3 questions to pass and pass the midterm, 4 to pass the, well, final exam. We got 5 out of 5. We obtained 5 experience candies. And these experience candies help in leveling up our Pokemon. Let's move on to Math 4. Now it's time for Math 4.
Hello everyone, well done on the midterm exam. Some of you earned perfect scores and others seem to have a bit of trouble, but I can tell that you all tried your best. I'm quite pleased to say that every last one of you passed. I can only assume that this means you have all come to love numbers. Stay sharp and try your best for the rest of my classes. Speaking of staying sharp, you know how the word applies to Pokemon battles? That's right, has to do a stat boost. A Pokemon's stats can rise and fall through the course of battle. For example, if the Pokemon uses the move Work Up, its attack and special attack will rise by 1 stage. And as you know, each time an attack or special attack rises 1 stage, moves affected by that stat will deal 50% more damage. If the same Pokemon from our previous example were to use Work Up again, well, if its stat, attack and special attack will rise to 2 stages. That result is 100%, making it twice as strong. Swords Dance, on the other hand, boosts attack by 2 stages at once, allowing the Pokemon to deal double damage. Using Swords Dance twice would boost the attack by 4. How much more damage then would this Pokemon deal? It would probably deal triple the damage. Wow, that's great! You answered this difficult question with ease. Each stage that a Pokemon's attack or special attack stack is raised increased by damage by 50%. So being range 4 damage will result in a 4 times 50% or 200%. The base damage of a move is 100%, so adding 200 gives it 300%. In other words, the next move the Pokemon uses will deal triple damage. Type matchups, critical hit damage, and other factors all play into these calculations as well, so even a small boost must be taken seriously. By the way, if a stat simply rose, that means it has gone up by 1 stage. If it rose sharply, it's 2 stages, and if it rose drastically, that's 3 stages. Just so you know, the X attack and special attack, which can only be used in battle, can be used to sharply boost those respective stats. Oh my, is that the bell? Suppose that's all for now, what a shame. Today's lesson was a little difficult, so be sure to review what you learned in order to stay sharp. I'll see y'all again next class.
Time to move on to Math 5.
Hello everyone, let's have a fun class today. Did you make sure to review last class material in order to stay sharp? I know it was a little difficult with all the talk of multiplication and percentages and the like, but today we'll be talking about percentages again and learn about probability. That may sound like we're going to have another difficult class, but did you know that all of you already dealt with probability on a regular basis? Pokemon moves generally have a property called accuracy, which determines the probability that they will hit. The accuracy of tackle is 100 or 100%, so if you use it 100 times, you could expect to hit it all 100 times. The move Hypnosis, which puts opponents to sleep, has an accuracy of 60 or 60%. That means you would expect it to hit 60 out of 100 times. To put it another way, out of 100, you could expect it to miss 40. Many of the truly powerful moves often tend to have lower accuracy. So when you're deciding whether to go slow and steady with moves that are sure to hit, or hard and fast with stronger and less accurate moves, you're already studying probability. Let me see here. Perhaps Surf and Hydro Pump would be good examples for this discussion. Surf has a power of 90. Its accuracy is 100, meaning you expect it to hit every time. Hydro Pump's accuracy is only 80, but when it hits, its power is 110. So between Surf and Hydro Pump, which move would you want to use yourselves? Surf! Surf is accurate. Hydro Pump is powerful, but less accurate. It depends on the situation. Oh my. I see you're always considering various possibilities, Jose. I may have made it sound like there was a correct answer here, but there's not. You're free to use any moves you wish. Factors like power points or number of targets hit may make some Pokemon more suited to certain situations. However, trading accuracy for power or vice versa is purely a matter of preference. The Surf versus Hydro Pump debate has been ongoing for quite some time. Personally, I'm more interested in debating the Rock-type moves, Rock Slide and Stone Edge. Let me tell you, I could get really worked up talking about those moves, but oh my, there's the bell, what a shame. Next class will be the last of our time together, so show up 100% ready to go. Yep, next one's the last one for math. And then after that, after math, we do history. Math 6. Yes, I want to complete all these classes so that way I can be set. And there's also special missions that we have to do. Hello everyone. I hope we can have fun once again for our last class together. Last time we learned about probability using move accuracy. Probability is quite an interesting subject. Did you know that in a class with 40 students, there is a 90% chance that 2 of them will have the same birthday? That is true even despite the fact that there are over 300 days each year. Isn't that remarkable? But let's move on to today's topic before we get swept along with probability again. I've been teaching you all how to calculate damage in this class using examples like type matchups, critical hits, stat boosts, and the like. All of these variables are multiplied together to calculate damage dealt to an opponent. However, did you know that there's an even simpler way to increase the damage of your Pokemon's moves? All you have to do is have your Pokemon use a move it shares a type with. If a Rock-type Pokemon uses the Rock-type move Stone Edge, the move's base power is 100 is multiplied by 1.5 to be 150. Ground and Rock may seem similar, but if a Ground-type uses Stone Edge, the move's power will remain 100. Super effective moves and critical hits also add multipliers on this little numerator going to increase, so it most certainly must not be taken lightly. Let me ask you a question to see if you understand what I'm talking about. Say you have a move with a power of 100. If a Pokemon that shares a type with this move uses it and hits an opponent that is weak to that type, what happens to that move's power? That becomes about 300. You did that calculation on your head? Well done, Jose. First, using a move that shares a type with its user multiplies the move's base power by 100 by 1.5, making that power 150. The fact that the opponent is weak to the move doubles it from 150 to 300. The original power of the move ends up being tripled. Isn't that amazing? What's more, if a Pokemon terastallizes and its Terra type matches one of the original types, then the bonus it gets for using the move of the same type increases from 1.5 to 2. Of course, being able to use a lot of moves with different types is great as well. There's one way you can surprise your opponent. In the end, your own innate characteristics will really let you shine the most. Bear in mind that this is true for both humans and Pokemon. I'm sure it sure would make me happy if you could take those words to heart, but I suppose I should really have shared this basic advice right from our first lesson. My apologies. And just like that, class is over. The last of our time together flew in the blink of an eye. It was so much fun to be able to teach all you eager students about numbers. Next class will be our fun final exam. Be sure to review the material well in preparation. Now it's time we take the final exam in math. Let's get it done. And after math is history and then languages. I know, this is just dumb, but it's needed. All right, everyone. Time to begin our final exam. I'm sure the fun experiences you all had in my class will serve you well as you answer. How many great balls could you produce with 3,001 cost 600? 5. If a water type move with a power of 100 lands a critical on the grass, it's 75. Under normal circumstances, what percent chance of Stone Edge hit? About 12%. If a Pokemon uses Swords Dance twice to boost its attack by 4 stages, it'll deal triple damage. And if a Rock type Pokemon whose Terra type is Rock Terastallizes, its power multiplies the moves by 2. Alright everyone, time is up. Put your hands in your laps now. The test was the culmination of all I taught you. And I'm sure you all did just fine. Do go and ask for your scores at the front desk and then take a nice break. Now let's get our results in. Yep, that's a passing score. We get 5 experience candies in. Now let's move on to the third class. Yep, we're only 5 left. I'll be doing history and languages and then that's it. After that is battle studies, art, and home economics. Let's begin with history with Miss Rayfort. Oh, I see we have some new students here with us today. My name is Rayfort. I'll be the one to impart knowledge of the past to your little minds.
Is that the Pokeballs from Legends Arceus?
History is a wonderful thing, truly splendid. The lives of our ancestors throughout history forged the path to the present in which we live. Today, you shall learn about the more mysterious location in all of Paldea, the Great Crater. As you all are aware, a massive crater known as the Great Crater of Paldea exists in the heart of our region. The area inside the crater is called Area 0, and research of its geological strata and material composition have shown that the crater is in fact over 1 million years old. It was long believed that a certain something rested at the bottom of this mysterious crater. Perfect timing to make eye contact, young Jose. Answer me this. What exactly was believed to rest in the depths of the Great Crater inside Area 0? Treasure. That is correct. You're a surprisingly clever one, aren't you? You did your homework prior to coming to my class. That's right. Some believe that a treasure more valuable than anything else in this world rested in the depths of the Great Crater. So much for dreams of treasure hunting, though, as a lab has been built in those very same depths. Oh, and before I forget, you would all do well to remember that the Great Crater and Area 0 are both off limits to all but those who have official business there. Do not dare entertain the foolish notion of gallivanting off to Area 0 in search of riches. It is no place for children dreaming of treasure and adventure. Besides, if it were at all possible to investigate the area, I would surely be the first to do so. Oh, is that the time already? I must have gotten swept up in filling your minds with knowledge. This ends today's lesson. We'll unravel more of history's enigmas together another time. And that guy from Legends Arceus. So it is canon to this. That's something I never knew about. And I can take it that it's been out of sync for some reason. So yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, we're back at it again. Turned out for some reason it did not sync. But let's move on to the second lesson of history with Miss Rayfort. I swear, this game needs more time. Greetings, my little students. Whatever you did yesterday, it is now a part of history. Today we will continue to unravel the marvels that history has presented to us. About 2,000 years ago, this region came under the rule of the Chaldean Empire. Historical accounts describe the Chaldean Emperor as being quite the dictator. This emperor also zealously believed the legend of the treasure that rests deep within Area Zero. I also mentioned that the civilizations of our ancestors are not as developed as ours is today. People back then were far more likely to believe in mysterious legends, magic, and beings beyond human comprehension. In an attempt to gain power against Chaldea's neighboring countries, the Emperor sent people in droves to join the hunt for the fabled treasure of Area Zero. Perfect timing to make eye contact. Answer me this. Approximately how many years ago was it that the Chaldean Empire began to rule this region? 2,000. That is correct. You're a surprisingly clever one, aren't you? I see you're listening intently to my lecture. The answer is about 2,000 years ago. That is when the great era of exploration began. However, it is said that not a single adventurer sent out by the Emperor ever reached the depths of Area Zero. Was it the punishing journey itself that barred their way, or perhaps some unknown creature? The resounding failure of this great era of exploration almost certainly heightened the air of mystery surrounding the crater. But what I wouldn't give to explore Area Zero in its untouched state at that time. I suppose I can only hope for the swift invention of a time machine. Oh, was that time already? Must have gotten swept up in filling your minds with knowledge. This ends today's lesson. We'll unravel more next time. I don't know how it happened. Just... Now Gengar's here? Alright, let's move on to History 3. Gengar and Noibat. Greetings, my little students. Whatever you did yesterday is now part of history. Today we will continue to unravel the marvels that history has presented to us. As you should remember from our last class, Area Zero's great era of exploration began about 2,000 years ago. This era lasted for approximately 1,000 years, but not a single soul was able to venture all the way to the deepest reaches of Area Zero. Having poured much of its human and financial resources into the exploration of Area Zero for so long, the Chaldean Empire fell into decline. 200 years later, or 800 years ago, the Empire and its surrounding nations united into one entity. This was the formation of Chaldea, as it is known today. Ah yes, the very academy where you're now filling with young minds with knowledge was also apparently established at that time. In fact, this school building, though certainly having undergone repairs through the years, is just as it was when it was built so long ago. This very structure is a piece of history. Things of old are truly splendid. I would much certainly prefer it not to have the Pokeball portion though, a relatively new addition. Perfect timing to make eye contact. Let's see if you've been listening. Tell me, approximately how many years ago was this academy of ours established? 800 years ago. Correct. I see the look of concentration on your face was indeed just that. I hate nothing more than when a student only pretends to listen. This academy was constructed exactly 805 years ago, to be precise. In other words, your academy here is 805 years old. At the time, it offered state-of-the-art facilities and a uniquely innovative curriculum. As such, people used to say, those seeking knowledge need look no further than the oranges of Chaldea. That's right, they were referring to Naranja Academy. It is said that this program of sorts was even used outside of the Chaldea region. Oh, is that time already? Must have gotten swept up in filling your minds with knowledge. This ends today's lesson. Our next class will be our midterm exam, being the wonders of history to the forefront of your minds in the preparation. I knew something was up. Alright, time for the midterm exam. Let's get this done. Greetings, my little students. Time for a midterm exam. Summon your historical knowledge from the dark recesses of your minds and answer the questions. The name of the geological formation, the Great Center Crater of Paldea. Long believe in the rest of depths of Area Zero, treasure. How many years ago did the Paldean Empire form? 2,000 years ago. How many years ago was this academy built? 805. Those seeking knowledge need look no further than the origins of Paldea. Your time's up. Put your writing utensils down. The last question was a freebie. Even the least capable of you surely padded your score there. I sincerely hope you did anyway. So ends our midterm exam. May I ask for your scores at the school's front desk. Feels great to get a test out of the way. Let's see how we did in our midterm. That's a pass. That's pass. 5 experience candies small. Now it's time for History 4. After History, then Languages, and then we're done for the day. Next part, we'll cover what's left. But for whatever reason, it's like out of sync for some reason. I sync the time with it. That's ridiculous. Greetings, my little students. Whatever you did yesterday, it is now a part of history. I was hoping to continue unraveling the marvels that history has presented to us today. However, I imagine your ability to concentrate has been spectacularly derailed by my midterm. I suppose changing things up for fun and variety may be a good idea every now and then. So allow me to tell you an old fairy tale that has been passed down in Paldea for generations. Once upon a time, there was a king who very much enjoyed collecting treasure. He was particularly fond of treasure from other countries. One day, a merchant from the east heard rumors of the king and came to meet him. The merchant laid out 4 treasures in front of the treasure-loving king. The 4 treasures were as follows: a vessel, a sword, a set of tablets, and a set of beads. Seeing such rarities before him, the king leaped for joy. He showered the merchant with gold coins and claimed all 4 of the treasures for himself. Ah, perfect timing. I said that one of the treasures was a set of tablets. What do you think those tablets were? Wooden planks, handheld, or medicine? I'd say it's wooden planks. Correct. Your daily pursuit of knowledge serves you well. These particular tablets were wooden and used as a writing medium in the East in ancient times. As you may know, they fell out of popular use as paper became more universally available. For the king to consider these paper substitutes treasures, they must have been of superb quality. That or perhaps they had some amazingly profound teachings written on them. So the king obtained these 4 treasures, and on that very night, it is said that a terrible disaster rained down upon his castle, reducing it to rubble by dawn. Oh, is that the time already? I wasn't done with my story, but alas, so ends today's lesson. If you're interested in how the story ends, you may come see me outside class hours. Let's move on to the next lesson. History 5. Greetings, my little students. Today we will continue to unravel the marvels that history has presented to us. I trust you all remember our lessons before the midterm exam concerning the great crater of Paldea and its interior, Area Zero. This mysterious creature captured the imaginations of many, including the former Paldean Emperor. 200 years ago, a group of explorers claimed to have finally reached its depths. The name of the team that achieved this great feat was the Area Zero Expedition. The team is said to have been made of Paldea's best and brightest. Skilled battlers, brilliant researchers, talented individuals of all kinds. Among the list of team members was the name of a man who was an author and brilliant natural historian, Heath. After returning from the expedition to Area Zero, he used his literary talent to record the events of the expedition and published them. Let's see if you were paying attention. What was the name of the team that first made it to the deepest reaches? The Area Zero Expedition. Correct! To pick up on and remember a term, I simply slipped into the flow of the lecture. You really are quite the clever one. The correct name for this term was the Area Zero Expedition. The record of their activities written by the expedition member Heath can be found in bookstores and the like even today. This record is now known as the Scarlet Book. At the time, the entire region of Paldea was absolutely buzzing about Area Zero. The Scarlet book was so popular that practically everyone had a copy. However, the book itself was full of fantastical descriptions and illustrations of things that could never be thought of as real. The masses began to call Heath a liar. Even the truth of the expedition making it to the bottom of the crater was called into question. The Scarlet book was condemned to the shelves of used bookstores as just another book of wild paranormal stories. There's a copy on one of the bookshelves on the ground floor of the entrance hall. Feel free to have a read if you're interested. This ends today's lesson. We will unravel more of history's enigmas together next time. Now let's finish up the last lesson with History 6. Greetings, my little students. Today is our last class, so I would like to unravel the marvels that history has presented to us one more time. In our last class, I told you about the Area Zero expedition of 200 years ago, correct? Alas, 200 years is not that long ago. Not that long ago at all. How unfortunate that our history lessons must march so inexorably toward the future. Would it not be more of an adventure to march toward the past instead? To start from our present and study history in reverse? I think it would. So you agree with me, do you, Jose? However, I'm afraid I risk incurring the wrath of our dear director if I stray from the curriculum. I suppose I have no choice but to let the flow of time carry us toward the future. In this last class of ours, I shall fill your mind with the history of the terrestrial phenomenon. The technology behind terror orbs had its origins in Area Zero. Even after the Area Zero expedition supposedly reached the crater's deepest depths, others continued to explore that area. And around 140 years ago, Pokémon cloaked in a mysterious light were discovered there. As you may have already guessed, these were in fact terrestrialized Pokémon. However, when those who discovered these Pokémon brought them out of Area Zero, the light faded, and the terrestrial phenomenon remained a mystery for quite some time. However, 10 years ago, it might as well be present day, a certain someone you have definitely heard of unraveled this mystery. Ah, perfect timing. What is the name of the famous professor that unearthed the terrestrial phenomenon mystery? Wasn't Heath? Wasn't Professor Sada? Correct. To think that you, a new transfer to our academy, could correctly answer this question. You must be very diligent in your studies. Approximately 10 years ago, a professor named Sada unraveled the mystery of the terrestrial phenomenon. She discovered that the shining crystals down in Area Zero, or rather the energy they emit, is what causes Pokemon to terrestrialize. This led the professor to invent Terror Orb technology and to develop a practical use for it. The technology was then shared with both the Pokemon League and our academy. Rumor has it that Director Clavel was one of the researchers on the professor's team. Alas, this story is much less exciting now that someone we all know appears in it. Modern history truly is dull, isn't it? This ends my history classes. Our next session will be our final exam. Bring the wonders of history to the forefront of your minds in preparation. Now it's time to take the final exam for history. Time we finish this. Greetings, my little students. It's time for our final exam. Summon your historical knowledge from the dark recesses of your mind and answer the questions. What is the area within the Great Crater of Paldea? Area Zero. How many years was this place founded? 805. Which of these did not appear in the fairy tale? A folding fan, obviously. Which Area Zero expedition member wrote the record of their team's activities? Heath. How many years ago did Professor Sada invent Terror Orbs? 10. Your time's up. Put your writing utensils down. You must excuse that last question. It is too shallow and ridiculous to be on a history test. But alas, the director forced me to include it. So ends our final examination. You may ask for your scores at the school's front desk. Now let's get our results in. We need 4 to pass the final exam, but we took care of that. Now it's time we move on to the next. Languages. This will probably be the last classes for today. This one's with Mr. Salvatore. Once that's done, that's it. My dear students, how are you all today? Feeling good, I hope. Je m'appelle Salvatore. My name is Salvatore. Merci beaucoup. That is, thank you very much for your attention here in my class. I'm so happy for this chance to re-experience my younger days with you all. You know what Salvatore means? It means savior. So just imagine I'm here to save you from spooky little languages. Funny, no? That's right. My classes will teach you about various languages from different regions. You may say good morning or hello as a greeting, but people from elsewhere may say bonjour or salut. I've heard there's even a popular streamer out there who smashes several languages together and says hello, hello, hola, ciao, and bonjour. There are so many regions out there in our world, and each can have their own unique languages. Gracias, merci, shishi, arigato, danke. These all have the same meaning. Can you guess what it is? Thank you. Wow, Jose, was it? Bravo, that's correct. And speaking up is important in language learning too. Gracias, merci, shishi. These words all mean thank you. I guess some of you probably knew at least one of those. Despite meaning the same thing, their lengths and sounds are all different. Isn't that interesting? And now, a proper or nothing, let me give you all one of my wise words of advice. When you travel abroad, you should try to speak the local language as much as you can, even if you can't speak it very well. I'm sure your willingness to try will make the people you meet very happy. Honestly, from my experience, just being able to say hello, delicious, and thank you in the local language will get you pretty far. For everything else, just pretend you're Mr. Mime and gesture away. Oh, there's that pesky bell. I guess that's all the time we have for today. Well, adios, matane, a la prochaine. See you later, everyone. That means I gotta go through 6 classes with him and 2 exams? Better be worth it. Now it's time for languages 2. I don't know what happened in the last recording. It just went out of sync for some reason by 2 seconds. Thankfully, I should be able to fix that. My dear friends, how are you all today? Feeling absolutely fantastic, I hope. Time for Salvatore's language lesson. Êtes-vous prêts? Are you ready, everyone? You can answer with yes or oui. Oui. C'est super. In our last class, I believe I taught you how to say thank you in other languages, right? In le cours d'aujourd'hui, today's class, we will learn about a certain word sure to make people happy when you use it in your travels abroad. What word, you ask? Well, you have to guess. Délicieux, ouchi, buono. Can anyone tell me what these words mean? Delicious. Wow, correct. C'est super. I knew I could count on you, Jose. Délicieux, ouchi, buono. All these words mean delicious. Using the local word for delicious at markets or restaurants is sure to give a big sourire. A smile, that is, from whoever you're talking to. It'll make communications go more smoothly, I guarantee it. People love it when someone says the cuisine of their homeland is delicious. Who wouldn't be happy to receive such a compliment? And now, a promise or nothing, let me give you all one of my wise words of advice. The first step to smooth communication is compliment the person you're talking to. After all, it's not very likely that a compliment would put someone in a bad mood. This doesn't only apply to people in other regions either. It's the same for all of you too. You can put this tip to use with your classmates. How about you all try by complimenting each other after class? That'll make me for an ambience plus sympathique, more friendly atmosphere. That's all for today. See you all prochain cours. Next lesson, that is. Adios, matane. Now let's move on to languages 3. This will be the one before the midterm. I want to fly through these, but that'd be like too boring. My dear friends, how are you all today? You certainly look fantastic. It's time for another one of Salvatore's language lessons. Êtes-vous prêts? Are you ready? Ahem. Êtes-vous prêts? Are you ready? Oui. Très bien. Very good. My lessons are not a one-way street. No, no. I am très triste when no one speaks up. Very sad, that is. In our last class, I believe I taught you all how to say delicious in other languages, right? In le cours d'aujourd'hui, today's class, we will learn about a very special phrase that you can put to use when the time is just right. Ashiteru, jetan, temoi ich dich. Does anyone know what these phrases means? Time to eat. Oh, Jose. No, we can't have you eating anyone. That's a mauvais response, a wrong answer. Jetan, te amo, ich liebe dich. These three phrases you may know, I think. Why? Because they're all quite famous to say, I love you. Are you kidding me? Oh my. Have I embarrassed you all, my friends? What timid little gankane fish, shy boys and girls that is. It's so very important to express your feelings about things to others, you know? This is especially true for positive emotions. If you get married someday and argue with your spouse over some silly little thing, all you have to do is apologize and say, I love you, et tout ira bien, and all will be well, that is. I should know. Why, just last week I had a big argument with my femme, my dear wife, that is. But I was quick to say I'm sorry and all was well. And now, apropos of nothing, let me give you all one of my wise words of advice. It's best to be quick to apologize when you have an argument with someone. That goes for your families, friends, and your crushes. I know you can do it, I believe in you. Pretty sure. Our next class will be the midterm exam. Be sure to review what we learned on our lessons so far. Adios, matare. Time to take the midterm exam. I'm not going to repeat the lesson. Trust me, I'm not. I'm just right now paying attention and seeing how everything's synced. But does I want to focus on the TV? No thanks. Aujourd'hui, today we take our midterm exam. Détendez-vous, relax that is, and do your best. Êtes-vous prêts? Are you ready? Let's begin. Gracias, arigato, merci, and sheshe, thank you. Which of the following means delicious? Délicieux. Which of these phrases don't belong? Time to eat. How'd I screw that up? When speaking with a person, what is the first step to smooth communication? Compliment them. What is your beloved teacher's name? Salvatore. C'est fini. Time's up. Posez vos stylos. Put down your pens, that is. I hope that was easy enough for you, especially that dernier question, last one. I'm sure you all did great. Bravo, my friends. You can check your scores at the school's front desk. We need 3 questions to pass and 4 for the midterm. We got that right. And we get 5 experience candies S. Now let's move on to languages 4. How do you like the midterm exam? Y'all did really great. We're halfway there, and now time for another lesson. Êtes-vous prêts? Are you ready? Yes. Très bon response. Great answer. Merci, my friends. I knew I could count on you stars. Leading up to the midterm, we learn all sorts of words from different regions. Starting today, they'll all be throwing a curveball for we begin listening comprehension. Vai, go for it, my assistant. Yapi, yatsu. As you just heard, Pokemon can also use words to communicate. It's not always easy for us to understand them, but their words have meaning just as ours do. Pokemon can use language to share all kinds of information with each other, like the location of food or whether there may be predators nearby. The same Pokemon's cry may sound different depending on what it wants to say. I'm sure you're all curious, so aujourd'hui, today that is. Let's learn some Pokemon language. Je t'en prie, if you would be so kind, Pikachu. What emotion do you suppose Pikachu was trying to convey just now? Happiness?
Sorry, Jose, that's not right. Pokemon language is hard, isn't it? When Pikachu says, it's using its angry voice. That's right, I had my little Pikachu friend here pretend to be angry for us. Don't you think he did a great job? Give Pikachu a round of applause. The same Pokemon can even communicate its feelings in many different ways. Their voices change depending on the mood and physical condition. Try listening more carefully to Pokemon. You might gain a deeper understanding of them. That having been said, Pokemon are quite mysterious creatures. Some actually do communicate with words at all, but instead use things like electromagnetic or ultrasonic waves. Some even use telepathy. And now a promise of nothing. If you poke at your Pokemon too many times while watching them during picnics, they'll get mad at you like Pikachu just demonstrated. Adios, matane, a la prochaine. See you later, everyone. Can't believe I messed that one up, but I'm not gonna bother redoing the lesson. Let's move on to languages 5. My dear friends, how are you all today? I hope you're doing marvelously well. It's time for another Salvatore's Language Lessons. Interprets, are you ready? Oui. I would expect no less from my excellent friends. Even your replies to my questions are excellent. Aujourd'hui, today we will once again be focusing on listening. Fabi, go for it, my assistant. As you may remember from our last class, the same Pokemon's cries may sound different depending on what it wants to say. Aujourd'hui, today we'll be learning more about the language used by Pokemon. Je te prie, if you be so kind. That sounds a little bleak, doesn't it? Its voice seems a little lower pitched, too. What emotion do you suppose Pikachu was trying to convey? Wasn't anger, but happiness? Again? When Pikachu says, it's expressing sadness. Kinda makes you want to cry, doesn't it? That's right, I had my little Pikachu cry as if it was crying. Funny joke, right? Don't you think it did a great job? And now a promise to nothing. If you hear one of your Pokemon making sad noises, you should treat them with even more kindness than usual. Well, you probably already knew that though. Piece of cake from you all, I'm sure. Of course, this goes for your classmates and others as well. Friends should support each other in times of sadness. I truly hope that you can all have smiles on your faces all the time, my friends. Portencourt. Next lesson, that is, will be our final lesson. Hope you're ready for the climactic finale. Now it's time to languages 6. I did bad in languages 4 and 5. I hardly ever understand Pokemon languages. My dear friends, how are you all today? It's time for the last of Salvatore's language lessons. Are you ready? What a response! Fantastique! Great answer, that is. Perfect for our last class together. I love it. And on Judge War, today we'll once again be having a listening lesson. Time to bring the assistant again. For our last listening class, tell everyone how you're feeling right now, s'il te plaît. Ooh, can you feel that? That's one contagious emotion. What emotion? It's happiness. Well done, Jose. I'm so happy that you got it right. Get it? When Pikachu says, it's expressing happiness, doesn't it make you just want to break out into a happy dance? But I didn't have to ask Pikachu to put on an act today. Oh no, I simply asked him to show you all how it felt about getting that class with you. Getting to meet so many new friends and study together in this class with you. It's made both me and my little Pikachu so very happy. And now, I'll promise to nothing, let me give you all one last wise word of advice. As you live your lives, I'm sure you will all have times when you get mad or sad, maybe even more than you would like. Everything has its ups and downs. Life is a veritable roller coaster. But à la fin, in the end, that is, there is surely happiness waiting for you. So gardez le sourire. Keep a smile on your face, even in the hardest of times. When you're faced with a problem that you can't handle alone, find someone to rely on, be it a teacher, your family, your friends, anyone. Our prochain cours, next lesson will be our final exam. Be sure to review what we learned in all our lessons so far. And that will probably be the last one for today, because next time, that's when we'll be finishing up the rest of the lessons. There are only 3 left, so I can get those done in one video. Languages final. Aujourd'hui, today we take our final exam, the detour. Relax, that is, and do your best. Êtes-vous prêt? Are you ready? Let's begin. Which of the following means delicious? Délicieux. Which of these 2 foreign phrases mean? Take your time. Ich liebe dich. Based on what you just heard, it's anger. And this one is happiness. And I know your teacher's name, Salvatore. C'est fini. Time's up. Posez vos stylos. Put down your pens, that is. I assume this obligatory dernier question, last question, that is, gave you no trouble. I'm sure you all did great. Bravo, my friends. You can get your scores at the school's front desk. Time to see what our results are. We need 4 to pass. Good. Learned my lesson from all that. At least I don't have to take these again. Yeah, you were expecting battling or anything? No. But next time we will be continuing our time with languages. Why? Because I want to make sure I get this all done. Yes, getting this done is helpful because in addition to that, there's also befriending teachers and talking to them throughout the academy to learn about them and help learn them about themselves. And plus, if you're lucky, you can get your hands on some nifty goodies. I probably won't be doing that here. Besides, I'm more focused on my job, except for one on Salvatore. So it's going to be fun. That is it. If you enjoy it, like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the bell. Our time in class isn't over because we still have 3 more to cover. After that, back to adventuring we go. This is MegamanNG signing off. Peace out. Classes can be a hassle.